everybody, my name is David Silberberg, and today we're going to be covering the Originating Attorney Report, which is one of the most helpful reports on PracticePanther when it comes down to commissioning your attorneys based on the work or based on the payments that they are responsible for bringing in. And there are two ways that we can track this. The first way is when we are creating a new matter. We have a field on the bottom called Originating Attorney. This is where you can select the attorney from your firm that you want to give credit for bringing this case into your firm. So the original attorney that you want to actually say is responsible for this case being in your firm's business. That way, you can maybe run reports using the Originating Attorney Report to see just how much money, in this case, Thomas Jefferson is actually responsible for bringing the firm. And that report is right under More, under Reports. And we're really worried about the money here. So we're going to go to our payments, go down, and the Originating Attorney Report's right there for you. So right now I have no results. I don't have any payments that came in for the month of September just yet. I'm going to say, let's look at last month maybe. Okay, got a little bit more, not too much yet. I'm going to do all time. So this report is showing us a lot of information. So I'm going to try to break some of this down, starting with the filters up here on the top. So we can either choose to see a summary or details. The details will break down this report by individual payments that occurred and show you which payment all of these originated from. So this gives you a much deeper breakdown of where all this money is coming from. And then we see right now that we have originated by any user. So this is capturing all matters. But if you wanted to see just David's matters that he originated to see what money he's responsible for bringing into the firm, just select the user you want to see. And you can see your bottom line is right here. And we have another way that we can track origination, not necessarily who was responsible for bringing the case to the firm. So I'm going to put this back to any user, but we can also track the income by the billing attorney. So specifically, who did the work, right, that actually earned this money. So we can go here instead. If we want to just see the billing attorney and the money that they're responsible for, you want to always make sure originating by is set back to any user. And we're going to change the billing attorney to the person that we're interested in. So I just want to see the money that we've collected from the work that David has done. And this is going to give us this, bottom line total for the ones originated by David. The ones originated that don't have an originating attorney are right here, and the grand total is down here on the bottom. Now, it doesn't end there. What's really cool about this report is that you're not just getting the total amounts of your payments, but you're getting it broken down by time entries, expenses, flat fees, and taxes. You're getting it all explicitly broken down here so you can see exactly which areas certain attorneys shine in more. So are certain attorneys collecting a lot more time entry money? Are certain attorneys collecting a lot more expense money or flat fees? You can really get a lot of information based on who is the billing attorney on those individual items. So we can see here that David here, me, I was responsible for $11,000 of time entries, $19,000 of expenses, and not so much flat fees. That's not my thing. And we got some money here from our taxes as well. So this is going to give you a really, really deep understanding over every source of money and where it's coming from and who's responsible for it, whether the person that brought in the case originally to the firm or the individual people that actually did the work and how much money they've earned your firm. One more thing that's really important to note is this other filter up here called Apply Payments Equally on All Items or on Expenses First. And so what does that mean? This isn't a perfect world, so sometimes our clients do not pay us in full. So some of our invoices are partially paid. Well, in those situations, we can control how this report is giving us the information with this filter. So maybe I just want to see all the money on those partially paid invoices. I want to see it based on if all the expenses were paid off first and then the rest of the invoices received money. The time entries, the flat fees. I want to see how the numbers would play out that way. If you leave it on equally on all items, that means that whatever payment is applied, whatever partial payment is applied to a specific invoice, that percentage that's paid off on the invoice is the percentage that will be paid off for each item. So just as an example, let's say we have an invoice with one time entry, one expense, and one flat fee, and they pay 90% of the invoice. Then we're going to then go to each of those items and apply 90% of their totals to know how much of each one got paid off. So 90% of the time entry got paid off, 90% of the expense got paid off, and 90% of the flat fee got paid off. So it is actually applying the money equally on every item on the invoice. That only applies, again, to invoices that are not fully paid off. If the invoice is fully paid off, it doesn't matter really how you sort this here. But that's all that there is to it, and enjoy.